What is up, people? My name is Richie, and we are going through everything Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Ripple. Let's get this party started. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into Ripple. Let's check it out. Okay, so Ripple is on the up and up, which is great. We've had a really good positive move out of here. Just going to switch to the 4 hour just to take a bit of noise away from this chart. As you can see, zooming out, looks like we've broken the trend line, the long-term trend line, which is a great, which is a great indication that we're holding strong and we're moving along. Let's just put that right there. So I'd say that it's definitely been penetrated. I'm going to zoom back on this particular chart and have a look at this. So area of interest, obviously we've got this point here where this previous high is. That is going to be our new management point. As you can see, we broke out of this consolidation zone. We're shot right up, a lot of volume, a lot of people buying into this market. We've come back down. Now, we're going to see this continually all day, not all day, but throughout this particular episode, because all three are still reacting the same. If you saw part one, you saw part two. If you haven't, go check them out. It goes into what's currently in play right now within the crypto space. So in terms of Ripple, we have seen a couple of really nice tests of this particular management zone here on the 4 hour. If we break that down to the 1 hour chart, we'll see a little bit more noise, but we do see this same pattern happening here. Bit of a concern here with these two. What have we got? We've got a potential double top happening here. So depending on what price is doing, this could be a negative sign potentially. However, I don't think it's retraced far enough to actually be a double top, and they're pretty even. But you know, who knows? Let's wait and see what plays out with Ripple over the next couple of days. The benefit is we have broken a long-term trend line, and you know, we are looking really good on the 4 hour chart, which is basically where you want to be basing your trades off of for momentum to come, and then you use the lower time frames to enter. So that is Ripple right now, which is looking, as I said, looking pretty good. Wouldn't mind seeing it have a little bit more of a volume push and sort of just retest the next higher high on the previous level, and then we'll do another analysis from there once that's happened. So yeah, that's Ripple. Next up is good old Ethereum. Ethereum is exactly in exactly the same motion. We did have, if I put this back to the 4 hour, let's get rid of this. There we go. That makes it a little bit clearer. All right, so on the 4 hour here, as you can see, we did predict price to go up and hit that management zone, which it did, spot on. It pulled back down. It pulled down deeper than we expected, but nevertheless, the deeper the pullback, the more momentum moving up. Now we're pushing right up, and we've hit into this this zone of interest that we indicated on when was it, on Monday. And as you can see over here, look what price is doing. It's really consolidating around that area. It's not. Let me just get a little. I've stupidly turned off my. I've stupidly turned off my bar for some silly reason. I'll have to reactivate it as soon as I've done this video. My quick bar. So this is the area of interest right here, and as you can see, it correlates with that previous zone that we expected price to push into. So what we're waiting for now is we're definitely waiting for a nice clear signal to break out of this zone and a potential retrace as well. as you can see, they've got another management zone coming in from the left there, from previous highs and previous lows, which have been tested significantly. Got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I would say that once price does get up here, we are looking at retracing back out of there, back down to perhaps the top of this management zone before another push up. However, if price doesn't do that, we probably could see it just penetrate straight up and move up to around this area, which would be the 1130, where the previous highs were. Anywhere between 1130 and 1093. It's a pretty significant zone. So let's just draw that in as well. And so we've got 1093 here on this high, and then we have that zone there, which is the 1130, around the 1130 mark. So anywhere in here, we could be seeing potential reversal with a retrace back down. So if we do blast through this first point, we could potentially be looking at a reversal back down to this management zone or thereabouts, then another nice bullish move on the way up, which would be great. But if we hit this zone, we're not too far from, really reaching major higher highs and all the sorry, not major higher highs. We're not too far from reaching and cracking through the previous threshold of about 1383, I think it was, which was the last major high in Ethereum. So again, keep our eyes peeled for that, and just be aware of the management zones moving up as we go. And just keep a watchful eye on reversals. If you get a reversal when you're not in the market, look for deceleration. Really concentrate on those long wicks, little bodies, and definitely reversal patterns out of there with engulfing candles, pin bars, and all sorts of things like that, which are clear indicators that price goes in. So if we do get a couple of retraces, people that aren't in this market, I suggest that you do get in on those retraces. Definitely look for that bullish evidence and then enter and run strong. All right, so next up we have good old Bitcoin. Bitcoin's basically the same as the other two. It's a little bit of a cleaner chart, to be perfectly honest. We are retesting this long-term trend line here. So a lot of people said, we're in a bear market. We're not in a bear market. This is still a bull market. This line here is a bearish retrace, which is common practice. This line here is your bullish trend line. So that was penetrated, but if I was to be honest about it, there we go. If I just grab that, I could grab it and I could pull it down and look at the angle. We're still bearish. However, we're still bullish. However, I'm going to keep it set there because I do think that is the actual level that we are testing. Actually, a little bit higher, isn't it? Because it's actually testing that line right now. There we go. That's it there. So if we zoom in on this 4-hour chart on Bitcoin, we will see that line is currently being tested right now. If that does happen, then we could be seeing this reversal, and then we could see this scenario play out here that we did previously plot. And let's just shift all our lines across and keep playing with time. So again, next area of influence is definitely this point here where we've got all of this, all these previously tested lows. Got one here, we've got them over here, which would probably correlate to around this point here. Anywhere along, let's just draw a box there. Anywhere along that, anywhere along this this particular trend line here. Where is it? Right there. So anywhere around this line, we are going to see a lot of resistance. We've got support playing out, and we've got resistance. This will turn into support as soon as it passes through. But be aware of this level here, which is 11 It's about $1,100 on BTC. That's a really significant level. The area that you really want to be watching of all time, and it's turned out to be a very historical level, is this point right here that we're sitting in. It's about 10,100. It has played out and played out and played out. It's so significant. We do see these big retraces, and price does pull back from higher highs. We are looking at this 10,100 mark as a historical significant level. So always keep that in mind, and be aware of these zones. These zones play out in Forex every single day, and they're different. They're continually different with every asset that you're in. So just be aware of historical levels. Be aware of levels that have tested in the past, and plot them on your charts. We use management zones because they are a little bit more honest than lines like this. It's going to be pretty hard to get price up to a line and reverse out of there. Whereas if we were doing a where are we going? If we were doing going to put a management zone in there. Let's put that in there, and we will see price more than likely reacting throughout this zone. Price can come up and test it, pull back. Price can push through it and pull back down to it, and then use it as a bouncing platform to move forward. So always be aware of those the management zones that you've got, and plot them consistently. Like the rule is exactly the same as support and resistance. 2 to 3 touches is a trend. So as long as price has gone up, it's come down, it's gone up and it's come down, then it's a very significant level. And they're all, if it's bumping along it, then definitely draw it in. Always draw in the previous highs, previous lows, and as long as there's several different touches, then you're in really good stead. That's what makes the area significant and really gives it strength. Anyway, that is me for today. I hope you enjoyed our episode today. Thanks for all the subscribers. They're fantastic. Really showing us the love at the moment. I think we're up to about 590 or something, which is great. Keep sharing our videos. Like us on Facebook. Like us on Twitter. You know the drill. Hit that notification button. And we'll see you back tomorrow for the first live session. Until then, peeps, keep it real and stay safe out there.